Hey everyone. Oh my goodness. It's been a minute, yeah? My God. Let me see whether you guys hear me. Because for some reason I need to make sure of that. I just got back and I'm so excited. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? After our last workshop last week, I need to make sure that okay. Okay, I think we're on. I think we're. Hey everyone. Oh my. Okay. It's been a minute. Okay. So you guys hear me. You hear me, you hear me, you hear me. I'm excited. I'm excited you hear me. And I'm here today to congratulate a couple of women that are starting with me next week. And, God has been so good, and the whole, everything I have going on has just been just so fantastic. So, today, I wanted to discuss with you all some of the limiting beliefs that may be just holding you back, and you have no idea that you're being held back from your own limiting beliefs. You're being held back from your own limiting beliefs. So, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna, point some of the limiting beliefs out there, um, and just to show you, maybe you'll pick one or two of which one you really feel is bothering you, or which one you think you're limited by. If you're on my YouTube, hey YouTube family, how y'all doing? It's been a minute, and if this is your first time you're on my YouTube, and you want to become a part of our family, please hit the subscription button and then hit the like. And then if you want to be notified every time I'm doing one of these videos, there's like a bell there that you can click on, and it would notify you whenever I do set up these videos. So, a lot of people in life, yeah, um, as Christians, we just have this thing where we believe that things are just supposed to fall on our lap, and we pray, we fast, we pray the way we think to pray, we fast, we do so many things. And at the end of the day, it seems as if our prayers are answered, but then again, it's not answered the way we want it to be answered. And as Christians, we're so good with scriptures that we will use the scripture against ourselves. Let me let y'all know something. God loves you dearly, and his wish for you is to live in prosperity. His will for you is to prosper, nothing else but to prosper. So, limiting self beliefs, believing that you are not capable or you're not worthy of success, has been one of the things that's been hindering your progress. Did you hear me? First of all, thinking that you are not worthy. Oh, I'm not educated enough. I don't have this many years in marriage. Oh, I'm not married. So therefore, I shouldn't even be in this conversation. Oh, I don't have all the experience, work experience that I need under my belt in order to do this. You are sabotaging yourself. The second thing is negative self talk. Ladies and gents, we chatter, chatter, chatter. We will talk ourselves out of anything. A lack of self confidence can be significantly become a huge barrier in your life. Lack of self confidence. And where does that come from? It comes from you thinking that because the world has done it like this, so therefore that's the way you ought to do it. Because they say everyone have to do da, 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 that's the way you have to do it. Yeah, we've seen so many people become they get degrees, master degrees, PhD degrees, but not many of them are millionaires or billionaires, you will hear that this person didn't go to college, they're a millionaire. Have you ever thought to yourself, why? How? The third thing is the fear of failure. Oh my God. We allow the fear of failure to just keep us right where we are. The fear of making mistakes, the fear of making mistakes or failing can prevent you from taking risk and pursuing new opportunities. You're so afraid that you're going to fail. You're so afraid that you do nothing. Ladies and gents, we cannot continue to live like this and expect, oh, I'm going to be rich. Oh, I'm going to be this or be that. You're not even taking a risk. You're not doing anything. The fear of failure. It's risky not to take a risk. It's risky not to take a risk. Because if you never try out, you'll never find out if you could have been successful in that area. Another thing that keeps us, which is another belief that we have, perfectionism. We think we have to be perfect. Striving for perfection in everything can be paralyzing. It can lead to procrastination and prevent you from moving forward. Perfectionism. I have to do it the right way. It has to be done the proper way. It can only be done this way. And at the end of the day, you do nothing. You do nothing. You're now 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, still hoping and waiting for Jesus. Try. Another thing that keeps us right where we are, a fixed mindset. We have our mind set, believing that your abilities and your intelligence are fixed traits. That can limit your willingness to learn and your willingness to grow. We are humans that is always being. That's why they call us human being. We are always being. Once you get to one level, you're not satisfied. Then you want the next. Then you want the next. But if you're that person who, once you're at one level, you're good. There's no reason to move forward. We're good right here. We're okay. And you know what happened? You eventually become a dinosaur. A dinosaur that now look at the world. Now come on, let's check it out. Look at the world. Look how everything is moving so quickly. So quickly. I still remember when I was in college and 1999, they said, oh, something is going to happen. The 2000 is coming and the whole world was going to be, everybody was prepared that December 31st, 1999, the moment it hit 12 months, something was going to happen. Nothing happened. It was just another day. It was just another day. But the noise in the market, the noise of the marketplace, got everyone prepared. I mean, we had people that were building houses in igloos somewhere out somewhere. They said some people were taking food to the moon. It was just so much drama. So what is your belief? What is it exactly that you believe so much in that is holding you back from actually propelling forward? Because whatever that thing is, it's going to affect your relationship with people. It's going to affect your family. It's going to affect your children, because everything that you know and think to be true, you're passing it on to them. You're passing it on to them. And then when they now grow a little bit and going to school and learning something different, and then they begin to look at you like you're crazy. And you're not even trying to find out better. You're not trying to find out more. We're living in a world that in your 35, 40, 50, 60, 70 years, your life should not just be lived on what they told me. This is what my pastor said. This is what my grandma said. And you're living on that. And you hold on to it to be so true, but it's not working for you. It's not working for you. Believing that your abilities and your intelligence are fixed traits can limit your willingness to learn and to grow. Again, another one is external validation. Relying too much on others' opinions and seeking constant approval can hinder your decision making and your personal growth. Have you noticed that a lot of our children don't know how to make decisions? Have you ever figured out where that comes from? You know, I was raised, I was raised in that, I was raised in the era of, you know, you do what I tell you to do. You don't ask me no questions. You do what I tell you to do. Okay. So being that I don't ever ask questions, my brain never really went into knowing how to think. Do you think that will affect my relationship? Do you think it will affect my children? Because what I've been taught is what I'll teach them. I don't need your opinion. I don't need, it's going to affect them. Because when they get out there now, they are looking for someone that's going to be pouring that into them because they don't know how to make decisions. By the time you know it, they'll be thinking, oh my gosh, should I love him? Should I leave him? Should I do this? Should I do that? Should I? They never know what they should do, what they should not do. They just don't know. They just don't know. They don't know because you haven't decided to be the parent that will say, you know what? Let's have a seat. Let's have a seat. Let's have this conversation. The world that we're living in right now, it's a world where conversations need to be had. You need to try to figure out what is in their mindset. What are they thinking? What are they thinking? What's going on? That's what you want to know. What are these children thinking? Let them talk to you so you can help them, so you can direct that thinking. But if you don't even know the thinking, that's how a child will be living in their parents' home. Don bought a gun, Don bought all kind of things, going out, doing all kind of things. And then you come and you say, oh my God, no, he's not like that. She's not like that. You never sat down to even know what they're like. And these children are looking for validation externally. They're looking for constant approval from their friends. And this is hindering them. Not only making decisions, it's hindering their growth. I remember when I was younger, and I was very skinny, very skinny. And I didn't know I was skinny until somebody told me I was skinny. I didn't know I was skinny until somebody said, you too skinny. What did that do on my self-esteem? I remember when I went to Nigeria and they were like, Shomo yokin Joni. And what does that mean? Don't this child eat? Don't this child eat? You're too skinny. Because at the time, they looked at people that, were heavy as healthy. So if you're thick, if you're heavy, that means you're healthy. That's how they looked. That's how they looked at that time. That's how, if you were heavy, if you were a heavy set person, more meat on your bones, it means that your father had money to feed you. Even though I'm living in America, I'm eating all day, every day, I just wasn't gaining weight. So I did not like myself for that. Do you know what my prayer point was? God, I just want to be fat. If you could just put some meat on my bones so people can like me. All of a sudden now, everything don't change. Everybody want to be skinny. Everybody, Rashida, what you using? Rashida, what you drinking? Rashida, what you doing? You got 3 children. You haven't gained any weight. Rashida, you eat more than we do. How come you're not gaining no weight? If you allow yourself to live by the opinions or valid or some type of whatever of other people, girl, you won't make it. You won't make it. Because the same people that say this is good today are the same ones that's going to come tomorrow and say it ain't no good. But it was good the other, well, it ain't good now. It ain't good now. So you literally have to find, what do you believe in? And is that belief serving you? And where is that belief from? Where is it from? Comfort zone. That's another thing I need to talk. Comfort zone. Staying within your comfort zone can prevent you from exploring new experiences and taking on challenges. Did you hear me? Staying in that comfort zone. I'm comfortable. Waiting for a life experience to kick you out of that comfort. You're comfortable. Oh, I'm earning $250,000 a year. I'm good. Have you ever heard of inflation? Your $250,000 in the next 5-10 years is going to look like you making $25,000 a year. It's going to look like you making $25,000 a year. So you being good now is not good for your future. It's not good for your future. Staying within your comfort zone. Be grateful for what God has done. Be grateful because everything that you have has been what you have set for yourself. But don't be comfortable. Don't get too comfortable. Explore. Take chances. Negative influences. Surrounding yourself with negative and unsupportive people, it can undermine your confidence or undermine your progress. If you know that you are in an area or in a group and people just speak negative or they just say things that just make you undermine yourself, girlfriend, get up out of there. You don't need it. Get up. Just they say, oh, why are you so sensitive? Girl, get up out of there. If what's being said is making you feel a bit whatever, even though I teach all the time, what other people say don't concern me. It really does nothing to me. Because if you're not for me, then guess what? So what you say to me, I have to look at it from a point of something that you are experiencing. And how can I help you from that point? Do not hang around with people that are influencing you negatively. And you can sense when you're being influenced negatively. Don't hang around those people. You don't have to stay there. Look for genuine friends that are authentic. Look for people that will receive you and that are willing to be with you during growth, during high seasons and low seasons. And there's a lot of those people out there, but you just are in your little bubble. So when you're in your bubble, you don't see past what you see. You don't know past what you know. You got to get out of that bubble to know that there are people who are doing great things and who will always challenge you to be better. To be better. But look at what's really knocking out a lot of our people. Procrastination. When I say a lot of our people, I'm talking about women. Procrastination. Putting off things that you should do today, putting it off to tomorrow. Procrastination. I promise you. I was one of them. Oh, I'll get to it. Oh, Lord, I'll get to it. I'm definitely going to do it. But you know what? There's something about movement. When you don't move when you're supposed to move, you've now gone backwards. Putting off important tasks. It can lead to missed opportunities. And you know what it does? It increases your stress. Because now you're like, oh man, I should have just did that thing yesterday. If I did it yesterday, then I won't have to do it today. When it's time for something to get it done. Because you that procrastinate and the person that don't procrastinate, we got the same hours in a day. Try as much as possible to get what you need to get done on time. And to do it when you're supposed to do it. Yeah, I'm on a live. This is how we do live. Life happens. My son is here. Yeah. What's up? Yeah, I'm on a live.
Hey, mom, learning stuff.
Mm-hmm.
See me.
Mm-hmm. I see it. Look amazing. Huh.
Toby's on the phone.
Okay. You want to say, oh, godly. I'm having a serious conversation with human beings here. It's my son.
Hello. Who's that?
You don't see nobody.
Oh, it's live?
Yeah, it's live.
Hello, people.
Get up out of here. Have a good one. God bless you. Say hi to Toby for me. Okay. You're going to have fun. Huh? Who?
Somebody will get that fixed.
Okay. I'll see whether he did.
I'll take it.
Okay. All right, guys. So procrastination causes missed opportunities and increased stress. Oh my.
I'm so sorry.
Okay. No, that's okay. Here you go. All right. Take care. He's going to get his photo shoot done and all that good things. Boy got a business online. Oh my. And these are what we're talking about. Our children are just... So you cannot remain stagnant thinking life is not going to pass you by. Trust me. You don't want to remain a dinosaur thinking things are just going to happen. Things don't just happen. You have to make things happen. I listened to him. I remember I sat down with him and I asked him because, he has Nigerian parents. I'm Nigerian. My husband's Nigerian. But what's helped me out so much is the fact that, I grew up in America, to Nigerian parents. So when he wanted to go to college and he was busy telling his father, I want to become a dentist. I knew that was before his dad. He was doing that to impress his dad. The moment that I sat my son down and said, look, between you and I, talk to me. Tell me what do you want to do? What do you love? Because college is for you. Coming from Africa, my African family, they believe that you going to college is for them. Give me the degree. After you give me the degree, you can go and do whatever you want to do. They believe college is for them. But to tell you the truth, let your child go into school to do what they love so that they can perfect themselves and come out ready for the world in that industry that they love. But as parents, African parents, we believe that we need to set them right and set them straight, and they need to become a doctor, they need to become a lawyer, so that when they are doing that, they are set for life. And these kids are sitting in these offices, in these professions, hating what they're doing. And at the end of the day, resenting their parents. That's how some of them will be saying, you are a lawyer, you are a doctor, you are an engineer, you don't even look back, you don't help us, you don't do anything. They're not interested. They're not interested. But that's another conversation for another day. Let's talk about how your current beliefs is limiting and keeping you where you are. Even though you're praying, even though you're fasting, even though you're going to church every Sunday and you're praying on prayer calls every Friday night, and you're still not seeing the results that you are looking for, it's not because God is not answering your prayers. It's literally because God is giving you the power, and you're not using that power. And it's not really your fault. It's the way that you've been programmed. It's the way you've been programmed. Many of us read this Bible, and it says that we should renew our mind, renew your thinking. It's only when you renew your mind and renew your thinking that things will begin to fall into place for you. Procrastination. I remember when Bob Proctor was teaching us, and he says, write down what you think is holding you back. And I literally said, procrastination. And I know, again, lack of consistency. And I wrote that down, and he said to write on the other side productive action that you can do. This is your, not so productive actions. What are the productive actions? And then he said to take the non-productive action and rip that sucker up and burn it. He says, don't ask me no questions what that means. He says, whatever it signifies, it needs to be done. It needs to be done. And we took it and we burned it. And then he says, take the productive actions and begin to use that consistently in your life. Begin to say, I am consistent. I am a person who makes decisions quickly, right? When I say I am a person who makes decisions quickly, everything that I did from that point, I began to, make my own decision instead of asking, oh, what should I do? Mom, this is what's going on. What do you think I should do? Oh my God, Dad, you know more about this situation. What do you think I should do? I started making decisions for me, for my household. I started making decisions. But if you're a person who procrastinates, and that is a decision, to procrastinate is also a decision. To not do what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it, it's also a decision. And what it does, it increases stress. We're living in a world of so many people being stressed out. They're not living in ease and flow. Even though we say, God is on my side. God will never leave me nor forsake me. But you done left God a long time ago when you didn't even believe in what you're saying. Because if God says he'll never leave you nor forsake you, that means he's with you. And when he's with you, you're able to do all things. You're able to do all things. You are able to do all things. Everything is possible to those who believe. Remember, everything is possible to those who believe. And if you believe that, then you believe and know that God is always with you. He said, I will never leave you nor forsake you. And he has not changed. But have we changed? All day. All day. People are turning 50s and they haven't even touched the surface of what they have been called here to do. They haven't even touched the surface. So what are we teaching our children? What are we teaching our children? What are we teaching our children? A lot of us don't even set goals. And you know what? Let me be the first to say, I couldn't stand setting goals. Thank God. Thank God for certain programs in my life. I couldn't stand goals because I didn't know how to meet goals. I will always set goals. And when I don't meet those goals, especially when I was in sales, when I don't meet those goals, it depressed me. I became stressed. Like, oh my God. I felt like a failure. I felt like this will never get done. When am I ever going to be able to be like my peers and just set goals and make those things happen? When? I gave up. I gave up on trying. I gave up. But you know what? Setting goals is the best thing that you can do for yourself. But I learned that there's three types of goals. And I think that's what really saved me. The way that we've known to set goals is not the ways that goals are supposed to be set. We would, your goals have to be, it has to be smart goals. It has to be smart goals. So, and I'll talk about that later. But lack of goal setting is affecting us. Without clear goals, you cannot have direction. It's challenging. It challenges you. You cannot progress and you cannot measure yourself without goals. Without goals, you can't. There's three types of goals. And if you've ever done a class with me, you would know there's three types of goals. Type A, the ones that you can achieve. Type B, the one that you think you can achieve. And type C is your fantasy goal. And a fantasy goal is the one that you should always run after because that's the one that helps you to grow. We will write things down for the week and say that's goals. Well, when I go to the store, I need to pick this up. When I do this, those are errands. Those are not goals. Your goals are supposed to inspire you. Your goals are supposed to make you want to jump up in the morning and say yes to another day for you to be able to do what you say you're going to do in that day. Your goals, if it's not helping you grow, it's not big enough. I remember Pastor Man says, set your goals so big that without God you will fail. So if us Christians know that we have God all day long, so why are we failing? Why is many failing? I don't even say failing anymore. Those are lessons in your life, but are you learning? Why are you not learning from those lessons? Because God is always with you. So what's keeping you? What's holding you back? Because God is not a man that he shall lie, nor is he the son of man that he need to repent. So if he's God and he say he's always going to be with you, he's not going to never leave you nor forsake you, then what's the problem? What's the problem? It's like a goal setting. You don't know where you're going. He don't know where you're going. So how are they supposed to set you along your way? How are they supposed to set you up? They don't know where you're going. And you know that he's not going to force you. He's not going to give you free will. He's not going to force you. But if you don't know where you're going, he ain't going to force you. He's not like parents that we force our children to do things. As long as you're in this household, you're going to blah, 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 blah. But you know what? I can see God saying, if you are my child, then you should understand that you need to do this, 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 this. Do we do it? Resistance to change is affecting so many of us. It's affecting us like resisting to change. You resist everything. You resist everything. I remember, when you tell people that you're rich, you are living in abundance. They don't see the abundance because when they hear abundance, the first thing they think about is their bank account. That's a programming that many of us have. The moment you think of abundance, the first thing you think of money in your account. Resistance to change, yes. You think about money in your account. What does that have to do with anything? Abundance is all around you. Abundance, it's all around you. all around you. Because money is not valuable, is what you use that money to buy that is valuable to you. You have a house, you're living in abundance. You have an apartment that you're paying for every month, that's living in abundance. You have a bed that you can sleep on, you're living in abundance. You have a chair that you can sit on, that's living in abundance. You have food to eat, clothes to put on your back, hair, that's living in abundance. You open up your top and water comes out, that's abundance. You get in your car, turn on the key, and the car is ready to take. That's abundance. You see trees, amazing abundance. You have streets that are paved, another abundance. Because only if you knew, and if you didn't know, let me tell you, a lot of people ain't got that. You will go places and a lot of people ain't got that. They don't have it. They can't just open up the water hose and water flows. Some people don't have that. But we don't see what we have, what we're holding on to as abundance. Certain places, we still have to send books for them to read. Why? Because they don't have books. They do not have access to books. Many of you have access to these things. You see, when you're grateful for the one that you have, is when the rest can come and flow. When you're grateful for that which you have. Only then, yeah, only then, only then, when you're grateful for the present, only then can the way be paved for plenty more to come in. Resistance to change. Stop resisting change. Change is inevitable. Change is inevitable. Didn't you hear the word? It says, weeping may endure for a night. Your joy is coming in the morning. Do you know whether that morning is a Monday morning, a Tuesday morning, a Wednesday morning, a Thursday morning, a Friday morning? No. But it will be, there will be a change. It can even be a Tuesday night, a Wednesday night, but when that change comes, that change is your morning. So stop resisting change. Stop resisting change. I remember when the dot-com happened. My parents, everything with them is writing and writing and writing and writing and writing, and all of a sudden, boom, they have to start using computers. The fear that I had from my mom was like, oh my God, how is she going to be able to do it? She didn't. Because she know if she cannot program herself to get in line with the new change that the state of New York had, what are you saying? So if you resist change then, she'll be out of a job. Why? And I ask this to you all, why must it be that the change only come when it's attached to your money? The change only comes when it's attached to your marriage. I see so many women now that they're no longer with husbands, they feel they're so free. Oh my God, they're popping in the clubs all weekend. Oh, they're wearing shorts. They're wearing shorts. Why? Who was holding you back from doing that when you were married? Can it? I don't know. Can it be that you lured the man to believe that you are this way, and eventually he got tired of you being that way? He probably wanted you to, elevate yourself. Want you to be a little bit sexier. Look, y'all know I would say this all the time. Men are moved by what they see, and that's how they're created, and you can't change it. But what you can do is to work on you and to understand that certain things that you were taught could be hindering you. It could be really hindering you and keeping you right where you are. But you know what? God is not going to force your limiting beliefs because you have free will to do whatever you want to do. Yeah, change principle. When you resist change, unwillingness to adapt, it can hinder you personally, hinder your family, hinder your professional growth, hinder your relationships. It will hinder you, So identifying and challenging these limiting beliefs is essential for your personal development and is essential for you achieving your success. Do you know when I was younger and and I thank God for the experience that my parents um, allowed me to have when I was younger. Because at the age of I think 12 and a half, they took me to Nigeria, and I was there for a couple of years. And I learned so much. And I ended up going to Catholic school, right? And I would be told that Christians, we should not wear pants. Women should not wear pants. And they would literally open up the Bible where it says women should not wear men's clothing. And so to them, it was women should not wear pants because pants is what they knew as um, men's clothing. So, do you know if I allow that to consume me and be my truth, to be my truth? My God, when the weather was below 0 degrees in New York, and we used to live in Queens and have to go to Manhattan to work, I would have been frozen. And you know what? That's exactly what happened to a lot of those women. Is that when they got to America and they experienced the ice cold weather and they almost froze to death. Trust me, they put that Bible. Nobody can even bring that Bible verse to you anymore. They don't even talk about that Bible verse because every last one of them don't learn how to put on some leg warmers, some thermal wear before they put on their jeans to go to work. So stop allowing external beliefs to be your belief. Stop allowing what people are saying around you that they understand it one way to become your belief. Take the word of God, the promises that He's made to you, and use that for your God. It's essential for you to cultivate a growth mindset. Because if you don't do that, my love, you will remain the same way you are. There will be no change for you. Your children will probably get to a place where they're sick and tired of being sick and tired. And maybe get a coach and begin to learn different things. And they come back and tell you about it. But can you imagine your life then at the age of 60, 70, 80, and you can't even do things like you will regret, you would think to your mind and say, wow, how? I could have done this, and I did nothing. Wasted years. Wasted. Because you thought life should have been this way. Listening to people who don't even who have used their doctrine to keep you where you are, and you're following them. Do you know how many copies of books, personal development books that are out there that you can purchase and begin to do different in your life today? There's 3 motives of living: your body, your mind, and your soul. 3. Your body needs food. It needs clothes. It needs warm. It needs shelter. Your mind needs books. You need to read. You need to learn every single day. Continue to be. And your soul needs love. But before that soul can get the love that it desires, it first has to come from you. I know y'all hear this all the time. You hear this all the time because let me tell you something. For the past 2-3 years, there's been over 500 more millionaires, and some of them have even become billionaires in the past 3 years that we've been going through whatever, the pandemic or whatever. And you know why? Because they began to use their mind to say, hold up, deja vu. I thought about this the other day and boom, it happened. I thought about this the other day and boom, it happened. What if I channel my mind to think positively, consistently, and not use negative chatter in my head to negatively, take me back, but just stay positive? What will happen then? They begin to see changes. They begin to see changes. And this is what I'm saying today. Stop using your mind to sow the seed that you do not want to reap in the next couple of days, weeks, years. Stop using your mind to sow the seed that you do not want to reap the results in a couple of weeks, days, months, or years. Because whatever's happening in your life right now, of course, God knows about it. And He's going to allow you to do whatever you want to do. Because He's not a bully. He's not a bully. Because the same way that we set realistic goals, remember we're talking about goals, the same way we set realistic goals and it happens is the same way that you can set what we call quantum leap. Quantum leaps. So it's essential for you to cultivate a growth mindset. Remember the SMART goal, the SMART goals. SMART, it says your goals have to be measurable. It has to be achievable. It has to be, what is it? SMART. I left that a long time ago. It has to be realistic and all of that stuff. Do you know the same way that you would set goals that are realistic is the same way that you would set goals that will quantum leap you to where God really wanted you to be? There's no stagnancy in the spirit realm. There's nothing called stagnant. Everything is like a new well, new water every single day. It's new every morning. New every morning. Every morning. It's new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness, new every morning. And be consistent exactly. So it's essential to cultivate a growth mindset because you've been told and taught to set realistic goals. Why? Because if you do not believe in the goals that you've set, it will not come to pass. Whether it's realistic, baby steps, or it's quantum leap, huge steps, if you don't believe in it, it will not happen. So people feel, oh, if I set realistic, who even made up that SMART goal? Who made that? Somebody. Somebody came and put that together and has kept a lot of people where they are because their goals have to be realistic. If you call yourself a Christian, have you ever seen God? What is realistic about God? Please, just what's realistic about God? Is it the same God that said, as the heavens is from the earth? He can do whatever he want, whenever he want, however he want. So where your realistic come from? Your lost past glory, your lost glories. Contemplate them, believe that it will happen, and it will happen for you. So all this realistic stuff that they got going on, I don't listen to that. Because there's nothing realistic about God. That's just our stuff. We church folks, we believe in miracles. But you see that miracle that we believe in, that's what I call quantum leap. And it just don't knock you upside your head. It just don't happen. Because God is not a magician. You prayed for it, you asked for it. You sowed that seed. And your constant expectation and believing would now allow that seed to germinate because you're fertilizing it, and then it will reap that which you have asked of it to reap. Embrace change. Okay? Let's embrace change. Let's embrace learning as part of the journey towards your personal growth. You know, once you embrace learning, and I'm not saying go back to school. That ain't the learning we're talking about here. I'm not saying if that's what you want, you go ahead and do that. But that's not what I'm saying is giving you personal growth. Going back to get your master's is not what we call personal growth. That's intellectual growth. Going back to get your PhD, that's not personal growth because it doesn't impact anybody in any way. It only impacts you. Okay. But your personal growth, as per learning how to do things a bit different, how to be a little bit more respectful, how to be more loving towards yourself so you can also project that love towards others, is what we're talking about. I set some belief systems that were holding you back prior. And if you're facing any of those belief systems, consider seeking support. And this is why I'm here. This is why I talk often. Get the help you desire towards the journey that you're going on. And we'll help you to do, we are able and capable to help you do that. Give yourself 6 months. Give yourself 6 months. You're not alone. You're not alone. You won't be alone in our group. You're not alone. We will walk you. We will help you through these steps. I was talking to somebody the other day about self-awareness, and I was so shocked and surprised about how much unaware many people are about our mental conditioning. Many of us do not know that our brain, your mind, is like a powerful software that's running different programs all day, every day. Your mind is a powerful software that is running different programs every day, all day. You see your computer or your laptop or your desktop, that's the physical. What's running inside of the laptop, that's the software. So you are the physical, but what's running in your mind is the software. So whatever has been programmed in your mind is what is running constantly. And when it continues to run constantly, you will continue to get the same results you've been getting. Nothing different was going to change. Nothing. Nothing. Our mind is like the software that has been programmed to think things in a certain way, do things in a certain way, receive things in a certain way, which causes us to get results in a certain way. Your intellectual mind is so incredibly powerful that you must reprogram your subconscious mind to experience a permanent change. And this right here is crucial. Unless you don't want to change, then so it's okay. It's okay. You cannot force change on people. You can't. And I realized that today because I had to literally, I sent out a text today where I had to apologize to somebody. And what did I apologize to them for? Because I realized that, my God, this person has over a certain amount of people in their business, but the people that were in their business are not really following them as a leader. Everybody just doing what they want to do. Everybody just getting whatever information they can get. And that was it. I was like, do you know you're a leader? Do you know that you are literally feeding people what you know? People are following in a way just to get some things out of you, but they are not really seeing your leadership. You gonna need this, that, and the third, and I'm gonna do this, that, and the third for you, and blah, 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 blah. Did she ask me to? No. I remember one of my coaches, Richard Bob, he said, do not give what you have spent so much time to developing yourself to someone who you think needs it. Rather, give it to the people that you know wants it. Because when someone needs something, you know they need it. They probably do know they need it. But if they don't want it, they will not do what it takes. They will not do what it takes. So when you're just giving it out to them like that, they're not going to take it seriously. It is not going to impact their life. So stop trying to give everybody what you think they need and put yourself out there. And when something hits and they really want what you have or what you're saying, they'll come to you. They'll come to you. Believe that they'll come to you. So reach out. Reach out if it's something that you want. And this is something about what I do is that it's different strokes for different folks. Not everybody, every person is not the same. Everybody is different. Everybody seeks different things in life. So I tailor what I know to what you desire that will work for you. Because I have so many things that I've been blessed to know, and I've put them in sequential of each other. But if you come to me and you say, you know what, Rashida, I really want to learn how to be confident. I really want to learn how to be how to how to love myself, or I really want to learn how to build out an online business. I cannot give a person who wants to build an online business. They want to build out an online business, and I'm talking to them about something totally different from what they're desiring. I don't want to force anything down your throat. So I first of all have a 15, 20-minute consultation with you to be able to figure out what exactly do you desire? What do you want? How do you see yourself? What do you see yourself doing? And we put that together for you. So I'm going to share this with you because I feel that many of us don't know this. The workshop that we had the last time, so amazing. I share this with them. It was amazing. And we're going to read it. I'm going to share it with you guys. I can't share everything. It's a long read, but I'm just going to share a few. And it says right here. Let me check this out. Okay. So it says here. Let me start from here. So I was just out. I was just hours ago in an office with three people. We were discussing purchase of shares in a company. I was selling, they were buying. After a reasonable amount of time, one of the partners asked me when I wanted a decision. I replied right away. I said, "You already know what you want to do." Have you ever had that where you already know people already know what they want to do, but they're just stalling? You already know what you want to do. Uh, there was some discussion about money. I pointed out that money had nothing to do with it. Now watch this. Once you make the decision, you will find the money every time. Once you make the decision, you will find the money every time. If that is the only benefit you receive from this particular message on decision making, burn it into your mind. It will change your life. I explained to the two of these people that I never let money enter my mind when I am deciding whether I will or will not do something in life. Yeah. Whether I can afford it or not is never a consideration. Whether I want to or not is the only consideration. You can afford anything. There is an infinite supply of money. Okay? That's what you need to understand. There is an infinite supply of money. All of the money in the world is available to you when the decision is firmly made. If you need money, you will attract it. If you need money, you will attract it. Okay? I'm going to stop sharing right there. That was the only read I wanted you all to first get, is that when we first make a decision that we want to do something, the money will come. But when you haven't even made the decision and all you're thinking is, oh, my bank account, I ain't got this much in my, where am I going to get this from? It's none of your business where it's going to come from, sis. It's none of your business where it's going to come from, because the Holy Spirit is going to trigger something in you and it's going to tell you to do this, do this, do this. By the time you do things, it's going to lead you. It's going to lead you. So stop using money as an excuse, because that's going to be so, how would you feel? You transition and then you get before God. And then you say, God, I wanted to do so much. I wanted to help out. I wanted to help humanity. I wanted to build houses for children and mothers that were not married. I wanted to do all of this. And I prayed and fasted, and you still didn't give me no money. And he stands right before you and say, mm-hmm. So you didn't have no money? No, I needed money to do these things. And then he says, uh, so I'm going to show you something. And then he puts on this video. And he says, but remember, the Rashida was telling you that you first needed to make a decision of a thing and the money will come. So what are you supposed to do when you're expecting the money? It's for you to remain expectant, for you to be happy, for you to be grateful that you've asked for a thing and the answer to that thing is on its way. For you to know that God is God. He's going to always make things happen for you. All you need to do is ask. And he says, but remember, right after she read that to you, what came to your mind was what? It was not belief. You didn't believe that that was possible. You literally said, you know what? If I work harder, maybe if I work here, maybe if I do 80 hours instead of 40 hours, Maybe if I get a loan, maybe if I call up my credit card, maybe. All of that was none of your business. It said make a decision. Make a decision. You have not because you've asked not. And if you did ask, you probably asked amiss. So the Bible doesn't lie. Our limited beliefs of where money is going to come from, our limiting beliefs of where the things that we desire is going to come from, our limiting beliefs. Begin to believe that you are a child of the Most High. And whatever you ask for automatically is yours. All you're doing is you are excited, you're expectant. And you know what? In the midst of being excited and expectant, God will send people to you. Even though you're looking on this side for money, He will send people to you that will teach you and show you what to do, how to do it, what to think, how to think it, how to get what you desire in life. And you know what? Many of us will sit there and say, oh, I ain't got the money. You're going to put your life on hold for another 2, 3, 4, 5 years. You're going to put your life on hold. I was listening to one of these people that I really look up to, and nice guy, Myron Golden, and he said, and they asked him, Myron, all this, like, what would you tell your younger self, your 18-year-old self, your 25-year-old self, your 30-year-old self, you know, now that you've achieved so much? And he says his answer has never changed. And that is whatever you find your hand doing, do it well and do it fast. Whatever you find your hand doing, do it well and do it fast. He said now he's about 60 something years old. He said, I've made millions while I was in my 50 something and 60 something years old. Now it's like, he says every day that he's counting, he's trying to live his best life every single day because he's getting closer and closer and closer to death. The older you becoming, the closer you're coming to death. The more you're expiring. So if you keep waiting, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it. Procrastination. It's the assassination of your destination. Procrastination. The assassination of your destination. You are you are literally murdering your dreams and your destiny. Murdering it. So whatever you do, desire that you love to do. You're not calling me to ask for a decision. You're calling me to say, Rashida, this is what I would love to do. This is what I would love to do. How can I get from here to here? You've already made a decision on what you want to do. My job now is to put you in an environment where the Spirit of God flows and people are doing what they have called or what they want to do. But they're doing it with ease and flow. They're not doing it with stress. They're not stressing about it. Not stressing about it. I took longer than I wanted, but I'm really, really happy that I was able to deliver this message to y'all. Many of you know after the workshop, I went to my parents in New York in order to see them. My dad had brain surgery a couple of weeks ago, so just to make sure that he was good. The older that our dads become, it's like they become children all over again. And I wanted to make sure that my mom's okay, helping her out. So with all of that being said, my heart goes out to all you ladies and gents. The world is changing. The world is not the way we've known it to be. And we must change with it. We cannot continue to do the same old thing expecting a different results. Results of abundance, results of prosperity. We cannot be, all abundance is always already here. I remember one of my colleagues said, she says, when you think you're not abundant, look at all the junk Whether you call it junk, whether you call it, you have so much stuff around you. Look at all the things that you have around you. Your money bought that. If you were to sit down and to calculate everything that you have in your home, your desk, your room, your bedroom, your kitchen, your bathroom, if you calculate everything that's in your home and try to write down how much it costs, you'll see how abundant you are. So what you're trying to do now is to learn how to use this mind to get the bigger things that you desire in life. What are the bigger things? Get your time back so you can spend more time with your loved ones, so that the money will be consistent without you hustling. That's the world we're living in now. It's a world where you literally create a system, a tool that will continue to generate for you. Instead of saying you're waiting on God, I'm waiting on God. God waiting on you. He needs your energy now, not when you're 70. You ain't got no energy then. He needs you now. He needs you now. Figure out what is it that you would love to do, and let's get you on that path of getting it done. Thank you so much. This is Rashida. I am out. Bye.